what the fucking, I could have said anything. And I was just not normal. You would not, you know, just out of it totally. Just to let you know, I'm the one that gives you clout, because when you mention something, and if I do mention, so I'm the one that gives you clout. There'll be no clout this morning.
Well, I appreciate it when somebody points out about clout. So thank you, Mama Roots, for being problematic the day before and then coming live and pretending that you didn't do it so I can watch you and get clout by watching you being problematic. So thank you. There you go. See, look, we thank people around here.
Absolutely not. F off.
Oh, hey. Thank you, Trish. Hi, Jerry. She's wearing my nana's duvet. So very thick in this heat. It's not very good for, you know, the temperature.
Oh God. My dress is so pretty. Yeah, thank you, darling. So yeah, I think everything was fine with me yesterday.
Well, it's not, because you got banned on multiple accounts. Like, listen, TikTok don't just ban people because they're, you know, well, I mean, you know, like there's always sometimes justification. The things she was doing, I'm surprised that it didn't get to the length that it did the other time, the other big time, you know what I mean? But, yes, thank you, Sophie, for the follow, you sausage.
I went in at Misread a little bit because she was slating my towel and I was upset. Look, so let's see what her response is. But she's got no right to talk about something that because I've got my own brands. Like, at least none of these fuckers that want to talk about me have got their own brands, and I've got these.
Yeah, but if we did have a brand, I mean, people do have brands. Like, Pockerz is not my name. Pockerz is I guess, is the brand, right? I mean, and I've had merch. Where's my, you know, we've had merch, you know. It's, hello, Georgie. It's a bit like, the difference is you're trying to pass yourself off as you're trying to pass yourself off as a credible businesswoman, which you are in respect. The difference is, though, is that, like, your credibility diminishes slightly when, you know, you get a hairbrush or you drink a lot, go live, and then do a lot of things, you know. My real name is not Pockerz, no.
Design their own art and bring it out. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't have an issue with Misread. Do you know what I mean? So I don't understand where the hate is. You know, and why talk about something you don't know fuck all about, Misread? Do you understand? Like,
yeah, Misread. Get put in your place by Mama Roots.
In my towels, for instance. Oh, I'm an absolute somebody, darling. Off. If you're not fucking subscribed, now F off. Goodbye.
Ooh.
Out.
So here's the thing, right? Where does Pockerz come from? I come from the land of Pockerz. It's Sir Pockerz Thwaite. Hello, Wraith Lord. I know, right? Oh, and she did it when she was on the juice. See, and I mentioned this yesterday, right? I don't particularly have any inclination whatsoever to watch somebody crashing out. Like, Angie was crashing out yesterday. I had no inclination to want to watch it because it's someone just, like, yeah, self-destructing. Watching Mama Roots get absolutely wankered and then come live and doing what she was doing, getting banned, it might be car crash TV, but I don't want to see someone, like, actually, like, crashing out, you know? It's still a human behind that person is all I'm saying. But hello, Lily. Thank you. But yeah, I just, you know, well, if she was calling out Misread, then I guess Misread's gonna have something to say.
Private life.
It wasn't funny. Exactly. I don't find that kind of stuff funny. Like, the thing is, right, is I would find it funny. No, I wouldn't even find it funny. I mean, like, there's some things that Angie has said and has done whilst I think she was drunk yesterday or something like that I think I've got some clips on. I think, don't hold me to that. I'm really like, oh, that's right. You know, I do my own show, but I don't have any clue. You know, but it's more calling out the bullshit of what she was saying, not necessarily, not necessarily it being funny. You know, I think it's funny with Mama Roots because she's like denying everything after the fact. You know, but we're not watching it as it happened. If that makes sense in my eyes. Pretty green eyes. Thank you. Thank you, Wraith Lord. Get pinned. You sausage. Where's your comment? Pins. Yes. Hello. So Pocker's real name is Mr. Winkle. What? Of course not, Lily.
I got blocked.
Oh dear, silly Mama Roots. Right, okay. Right. Trigger warning. You know, Angie's gonna say some shit, and it's one of those. This is one of those times where it's just like, right, okay. Well, let's just watch it. Yeah.
Hey, but
okay, right. So delusive Angie says she doesn't believe Miss Red has flashbacks from her DV relationship. Okay. So, I am fortunate enough to not have ever been in a situation such as that. If delusive Angie, thank you guys. If delusive Angie is, if delusive Angie is saying that Miss Red doesn't have these flashbacks, but if Miss Red is saying that she does have the flashbacks, I'm sorry, but once again, it's like delusive Angie doesn't have a right to discredit someone's feelings or whatever. Does that make sense? Thank you guys for the fart me's. Should I turn the fart me's off when we're talking about this? Matt, I'll just go turn them down. Thanks, Ash. I'll turn them down. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'm just going to turn them down. Still want the farts to be there, but what I'm getting at is trigger warning for shit. What? Yeah, this is like your warning if you do need to like dip out. I won't be on it for like crazy long. I'm telling you. Like, I just want to sort of prove that, you know, not prove anything really, but it's just like show the hypocrisy. You know. Yes, hypocrisy manifest. So it just doesn't make sense to invalidate someone's trauma. Like, and we've said this so much, right? I've said it so much. If you haven't done already, I usually keep quiet, but I'm going to speak up on this. Delusive Angie. Oh, okay. Thank you, Digital Footprint, you sausage, for saying this, right? So, okay. So Delusive Angie told Miss Red she didn't believe she was in a DV relationship long before Red said about the grape. Delusive used to say it back when Miss Red and Alex were friends, and so Delusive would say, if you were in a DV relationship, you wouldn't be supporting this man bullying me. But Angie seems to forget that. The grape thing came a long after this, so I will defend Miss Red on that. It was Angie who first denied Miss Red's trauma. Oh. Well, thank you very much, Digital Footprint, for, because that rings right with what I'm trying to say as well, in the sense of, I didn't know the other information, but I mean, once again, if somebody has trauma and they say to you that they have, you treat it with just a bit of respect. And if you have any respect for yourself as a human being, I just think because I'm pretty sure if I listen to this clip properly, Delusive Angie basically says and admits that, well, because Miss Red said something, I've said something. And it's like, when will it ever end? You know? Like, why is it that the one-upmanship has to happen in such real heavy topics? Doing a bit of one-upmanship of, say, like, okay, so say, for instance, like with Luke commenting about my recent subscription to the Rat Pack. You know, it's just like, I could have done a proper, like, clap back or whatever, but I didn't. So I didn't want to do that. Instead, what I've done is I've just made little jabs, but they don't go skin deep because they're not designed to, you know? It's a bit of banter. It's just, it's not that deep for me, right? I just think it's funny that he was, like, you know, on the verge of a coronary, like, you know, just talking about me. I think he was probably more outraged that, of course, you know, like, the EQ was involved, but, you know, that's on his head, you know. You know, but to specifically do one-upmanship on deeper rooted issues, that is problematic. Like, and like Angie as an individual, anyone that has to challenge people like that, I don't know. It makes no sense to me, and I can't envision me ever doing something like that. Yeah, at the end of the day, if someone's gone through something, it's not for me to turn around and say, no, you didn't. Because I'm not, like, that invested in things where, like, you know, like, I'm not ever going to turn around and be like, oh, yeah, get me the evidence, get me the proof, yeah. Like, because then it never ends. Never ends. Well, it will never end, you know. You comment about the goats yesterday really upset me. Oh, I'm sorry, Chelsea.
To be fair, I only said...
She's never gone that far towards Angie. Well, I couldn't possibly comment, Rebecca, purely because I don't watch everybody and I don't know the ins and outs of how deep these things go between creator to creator. You know, if I ever come across something that obviously showed misread in a different way, specifically maybe towards Delusive Angie, then yeah. But it's not like, I don't actively seek it either. Like, if it's there, I'll find it, you know? No, I know you're not, Rebecca. No. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people just go that little bit too far, and I feel like Angie didn't need to go that far with this. So let's go.
Because she said that she didn't believe me about my grape. So I just went clap back at her, to be fair.
Ta-da! She literally just clapped back because Misread said one thing, so... No. Yeah, you're right, Fiona. Like, being desensitized to certain trigger words is insane. Like, it shouldn't be. You should, like, you know, they should still hold. It's like, I mean, okay, like, so my favourite swear word is cunt. Right? It is. I love it. Right? I'm desensitized to it because, like, you know, obviously some people say, oh no, like, you know, the C word is the most horrible of the swear words, you know, but I say it as a part of my general vernacular. If I call you one, it probably means deep down I might like you. So it's a term of endearment, right? But for Delusive to admit that she invalidated someone else's trauma just because somebody else has invalidated hers, that makes you no better than the person, right? And I'm not saying, because I don't know if what Misread has done or not, I'm just saying it doesn't make you any better. You know? I'm not Australian, no. Boo-roo? No. Oh, turns out when I've in Miss Remy's live, it turns out that they don't say boo-roo. So I was like, oh, what's that all about?
I don't know whether that happened or not. None of my business. But however, I just clapped back at her, to be fair, you know what I mean? That probably did happen, but, you know, her saying that she has flashbacks and nightmares and all that because of what she went through, that I don't believe, no.
You know, sometimes in this world, sometimes you can have an opinion, right? And then there's just sometimes you just don't need to share it. I feel like this is one of those times where you didn't need to share that, did you? You could talk about it, kind of like what we're doing now, but you didn't need to share that you don't believe her, you know? And I feel like in also sort of then like saying that really doesn't then like, it doesn't paint you in a good light, because you're, so if you've gone through something similar, okay, exactly. Well, exactly. Digital footprint. This is what it is. I know. Fact Freak told me this as well. You know, because if you clap back, and then it just creates this perpetual cycle of like, you know, the one-upmanship game and all that stuff. It's just kind of sad that if somebody who has gone through it has to then invalidate somebody else who has gone through it. Now, the thing is just like in life, there's somebody always worse off than you are, right? So if Delusive Angie has had such traumas, but then Misread is comfortable enough to say, oh, you know, my trauma is this, it affects me deeply, I also get flashbacks and stuff like that. Like, just because what? Maybe Misread's is worse than yours, that you invalidate hers? Like, it just don't make sense to me. That's what I'm saying. But, yeah, thank you, Sophie. Hello. You know? Like, why invalidate her experience when you've also had the same, you've gone through the, you know, you've gone through the same thing under the, you know, like sort of as it's labelled under the same umbrella, if that makes sense. It just, I don't understand why it makes sense for Delusive Angie to invalidate such a thing, you know?
I believe she's now she played the victim, yes, was it yesterday? Yeah. But that's all it was, you know.
I mean, listen, right, okay, I don't agree with what Misread did yesterday. She came live. She was talking about it, right? So this video was uploaded 4 hours ago by Digital Footprint UK. So she's talking about what happened yesterday. I don't agree that Misread should have taken the phone call. Well, she's taken the first phone call, fine. I get it, right? She was just saying, oh, I'm on TikTok live. Okay, cool, fine. Thank you, Kaylee, for the follow. Then her daughter appears in the chat or in the live, right? So then she goes, oh, pin her. So she's then highlighting her daughter. Then you get another phone call, which I think was from Facebook Messenger, if I heard the tone right. She then gets another phone call from her daughter, most likely probably telling her, don't talk about this, because she has said as well, I'm sure she said in the past as well, that, you know, her children also suffer with the trauma of the situation. And I can totally understand how that, you know, how that would come about as well. Like, because if you're under the same household, there's a lot of things that happen that, you know, and I understand that, so it's fucking terrible, right? But I don't agree that then Misread had to sort of make a little bit of a hoo-ha about it. I wouldn't have like, listen, if I knew that my child was being affected because I'm talking about a trauma that obviously also affected them for parental instinct purposes, I would have instantly just gone, okay, I'm shutting it down. I would have probably even maybe just turned the live straight off, you know? So why didn't she tell her to leave? Oh, right, sorry, I misread that. Yeah, well, exactly, but that's the thing. Why did she also pin her? I didn't understand that either. I mean, maybe somewhere Misread misinterpreted what her daughter wanted, maybe. But the second phone call, like, she then carried on speaking about it and then stopped. And then shut the live down, then called her daughter back. It's just like, I wouldn't, like, it's obviously the family's trauma, right? But they all suffer with it in different ways. Parental instinct would tell me to protect my child no matter what before myself. I wouldn't have tagged her in the live. I would have taken the second phone call as the fucking sign and gone, guys, even if Miss Red paused the live, look, listen, I'm not saying she's Mother of the Year, right? I'm just saying she shouldn't have done it on live. And then she came back on and she was upset, and it's just like I wouldn't have put myself through that either, you know? It's hard because I say, you know, we're not in any particular person's head. And sometimes in the heat of the moment, I guess, you know, but I wouldn't have put my child through it if they also tried to call up to sort of plead not to do it. Obviously, we don't know what was said, but I can assume, I think it's all fair to assume that, you know, that she was being told to stop. Like, don't give it the attention. Because quite frankly, I don't think I would have given it attention. I've not played Luke's clip talking about me. Because it's not as deep as this, but I mean, like, I don't need to. I don't need his validation or whatever. Or to perpetuate it further, you know? So, Miss Red clapping back at... It's just, yeah. Honestly.
There's always a big hoo-ha, right? When it's misread. Yeah? I don't believe you misread. Big hoo-ha. But yeah, she can sit there and tell people that she doesn't believe me about my grape. And that's exactly what she said. If anyone can find that video, can you please...
Do you know what? I think it's funny that Angie... Well, let's just play it again. Thank you, guys. Let's just play again what Angie just said and then what she leads on to say.
And tell people that she doesn't believe me about my grape. And that's exactly what she said. If anyone can find that video...
Right, so she's basically said, like, oh, yeah, Miss Red said that. And then... So she's not kept, like... She doesn't have the evidence. She's now asking...
To me. Okay?
She's now asking you lot, go find me the clip. But what if there is no clip? You know, do we then call you out then for basically being, you know, full of shit? I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, it's... Miss Red did say it. I've not seen it. So if you tag me... There you go, I'll do what Delusive Angela... So if you tag me, if you find me the clip, I just think it's just... But then once again, as I say, it's just everybody is just always trying to do one up. But it's now... It started off as a friendly game of tennis, and then it turned into a blood sport. But it's like a heavy blood sport, you know? Like, you don't need to be sort of, as I say, invalidating each other's experiences just because you want the attention. I mean, like, I want attention, right? But I'm not that desperate for that kind of level of validation, of validity, or, you know, the mind boggles. It really does.
Because I don't know where it is on my bloody life.
Yeah, 100%.
But she did say it. So she can say it to me.
Exactly, Witch Green. Like, that's what I mean. I don't want it to be that deep. You know, I don't know anybody from Adam or Eve. I watch who I watch, and, you know, I'm trying to broaden my horizons. But, like, end of the day, yeah, it's not that deep. Like, a little bit of backwards and forwards. It's just, you know, that's funsies, right? Well, for me it is, anyway.
I can't say it to her. So,
well, no, it's not that you can't say it to her. It's just, if you be the bigger person, don't say it to her. You know that she's done wrong, right? If she said it, right, okay, so hear me out. So if she said it, she's done wrong. If you're now clapping back at her, invalidating her experience, like you specifically said that you have, you know, like, you know, are clapping back because she's invalidated yours, then she's now she's not the only person that's in the wrong, so are you. Is that me being a bit overthinking of it, or... Because, I mean, come on. If somebody makes the first move, right? You know, like, liken it to a fight. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Katrina. Like, if someone smacks you first and you don't hit back, well, you've got all the stature, haven't you, in the situation? Because you say to a police officer, you go into a court of law, well, they hit me first and I didn't retaliate. I had to defend myself. So it looks worse on the person that's hit first. So it would look worse on Miss Red if she hit first. But now Delusive Angie has then hit back. It's like, well, you're no better than Miss Red then, are you? Thank you, Rosalind, you sausage. Get pinned, you cheeky sausage. Get community crowned. Yes, thank you. I'm trying to be, Lou. You know, like, I don't want to be dragged into the depths of hell, you know, but... I'm sorry, but if people hit back because they got hit first, rightfully so. Yes, Devon, I understand. But what I'm saying is, how does that make then the person that then got hit in the first place better than the person that did the hitting? Because then they've, you know, even the bot subbed. You know, but this is the thing, I'm not invalidating anyone's experience, but by using it in a game of Top Trumps, it's just that's a low form of sort of backwards and forwards is all I'm saying. I just feel Angie shouldn't have, if she was that upset by it, I just don't think she needed to say what she's just said. Exactly, that's what I mean. And this is what I mean, like, as well. Creators have an option. They either double down or they back off. Now, some people see backing off as weakness. Like, well, no, like, if the person that's done it in the first place looks bad for doing it, if you then do it back, then, as I say, where's there is argument is then to be lost. It says you don't really have a comeback to criticism. Well, then don't do something to someone you wouldn't want. Don't back to you first. Oh my God, I can't even process that, Devon. Hold on. What are you trying to say? I'm not processing it. I don't do words very well. The amount of times I read sentences and I've just completely missed it. Thank you, Louise. Response to the best response. Hard sometimes, though. Yeah, but okay, so I guess... So, yeah, responding is one thing, but then to respond to invalidate someone else's experience when you've already gone through similar experiences, that's shitty. Like, yeah, responding in a certain way is you know, one thing. Like, some people, you know, like, you got to defend some honour in certain respects. Thank you, Mazza, you sausage. Don't do something to someone if you didn't want it done back to you in the first place. Yeah, you know, what I'm trying to say is to invalidate someone's experience is horrendous when you've already gone through it yourself. Thank you, Rosalind, you sausage. Thank you. Get pinned, you. Cheeky Rosalind. Thank you. But I mean, like, yeah, going lower, like, doing what they've done to you makes you no better than them. Doesn't make what they've done, like, you know, it doesn't make it right in any fucking respect. The problem is sometimes taking the high road, right, can be a little bit more like you've got more to sort of go with, I guess. And it also, you know, it shows your character off better than it does theirs. Thank you, Mazza. Yeah. But as I say, there's always like multiple different sides, and the drama talk tapestry is infinitely difficult.
Stop looking at people's reactions, guys, and start looking at people's actions. Sorry, my chest is really tight today.
Insane.
Does anyone want to come to the box with their opinions on that? In a world of boxes like Miss Red, you know what I mean?
She did say that, exactly. Yeah, thank you. So I was just trying to prove a point, really, by saying, well, maybe I don't believe you then, you know what I mean? That's all it was, to see how she liked it. You know, someone calling her a liar, you know? And people need to remember also, it's an opinion, yeah? You know, people can have their own opinion, just like in court. They would have their opinion when they'd sit there and call you a liar. Yeah?
You can tell it was all set up. That was a Corey set up call, that.
100%.
Corey told us to do that.
sneaks in quietly. What are you on about?
I just think it's wild because it's like I don't know, even no matter what age my kids were, I would not like subject them to seeing something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh God. Make sure you follow the account, please. The other cam to a.
Yeah, like I say, listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion, you know.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to an opinion, but sometimes maybe just not giving an opinion. Like, you know, if you just don't give an opinion, you can keep it to yourself. Like, sometimes perpetuating certain dramas, especially when it's fucking this heavy, I just don't like, you know, it just don't make sense to me. I don't, you know, this is what I mean, like, I don't mind, like, you know, oh, look, you know, we're causing a ripple. Like, I'm just having funsies and I'm riding this wave, yeah? Like, I don't ever want to get this deep, and I'm telling you now, for my mods, this specifically goes to my mods. If I ever got to this stage where I'm like dragging somebody and invalidating like their experience to this extent, tell me to shut it down if I'm not that aware, because I feel at that point, if I got to that stage, I probably would have sold my soul, you know, so I wouldn't even see it. Like, I'd be doing it because I'm that, you know, evil at heart, but you know, I just like.
And that's what it is.
Thank you,
an
Rich
opinion. If you bring something to TikTok, people can say, I don't believe you. Just like people say to me, they don't believe me, right? Doesn't bother me. You're entitled to your opinion.
If it doesn't bother you, then why did you just sit there and clap back at Miss Red? Like, it obviously bothered you enough to say it. Or did you just say it for rage bait purposes? You know, like you just said it because you knew that it would cause this kind of, you know, reaction, I guess. Thank you, Bonnie. No, I know. It's just like, there's right ways to go about things. You know, there's tactful ways and, yeah, it's, as I said, it's a fucking tapestry of
Craziness. Going on about, but saying it's everyone else going on about. Like, how would she feel? How would she feel? Do you know what I mean? Like, if that was her kid. Because to me personally, like, you're trying to use your granddaughter's ammunition and your poor daughter seeing it in front of her own eyes. Like, that's wild. If that was my mum, I'd never see her again.
Come in the box with me, what's set up. I'd like to know. You haven't got enough followers, but
Can
what's
someone?
set up, Mary?
Can someone please find the video if they have the video, right? It's funny that these videos don't get screen recorded, but please.
Well, there's only so many eyes in the world. You know, like, how does anyone know what I'm going to say in the future until I say it? Like, I don't know how screen recorders do it, to be quite honest with you. Like, I think it's fucking phenomenal. You know? It's just like...
Can someone find the video of Miss Red saying she doesn't believe I was great? But
I mean, listen, if Miss Red has said that, like some of you have said, then, like, you know, Miss Red, like, you're shit. Like, but Delusive Angie is...
I only said that
I didn't fucking click
said...
you. I don't think Angie validates the point by invalidating her as well. You know? Thank you, Melanie. Anyway. Right, okay. Oh, right, okay, so... I don't mean to... we're going to have a little bit of a funsies break. So apparently I'm Jeremy Spake from Airport.
It's the late night flight from Ibiza, and Chief Steward BJ
He just don't have a beard.
Thirsty passengers.
We've decided, as it's such a short flight time, sir, and most people want to buy... Excuse me?
No drinks before the meal.
We want to do duty-free goods instead of drinks. Well, you know, it was just his attitude. Yeah. You know, so I said, I'll serve you a drink, no big deal. I said...
Do you know what? This is legitimately me. Like...
Let's not make a fuss.
I mean, in fairness, there'd just be a lot more swear words. I was like, listen, there's no fuss in me doing you a drink, but like, fucking calm your tits, man. You know, that would be how I would react.
Well, unfortunately, the first person that I spoke to said, aren't you doing drinks? I said, well, we've decided against it, so because we want duty-free, we want to sell duty-free goods. And he said, we don't want to buy any duty-free goods. So I said, well, if you're that desperate, I'll get you a drink. So he said, well, yes, I would like a drink. So I said, well, don't make a fuss. I'll serve you. It's not a problem, no big deal. But it was just the way, he got a bit funny. So I thought, best I serve him. Anyway.
That's basically like TikTok drama all round, really, isn't it? Well, they said something about it, and then I was just like, all right, just calm down, I'll deal with it, I'll respond to it, like, honestly. We're not twins, how dare you. Thank you, Helena. Thank you, Rhoda. Speaking about long-lost twins here.
Peppa Pig's had a new baby sister. Here's some of our new Peppa Pig range available at Pound Stretcher.
I didn't know Factory used to work at Pound Stretcher. Oh no! He's gonna come for me! He's gonna come for me!
Peppa Pig.
I mean, honestly, he did this all the time when we were younger.
Tripped on a wire, fell into a fire. Bacon strips.
Honestly, well, listen, at least we know that Fat Freak has a fallback option if TikTok doesn't, work out in any respect, right? Oh, dear. How many Pockerz is there floating around? I know, Bonnie. I'm getting ripped off left, right, and centre. I look like a typical northern man, do I? Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, Jesus. Right, okay, so now Angela's going to doubt Corey's grand passing. So remember, this is a trigger warning. If your family members are, yeah. The fuck?
Just because to me, there's nothing there for us to argue over. At the moment, she just sent her attack dogs out to try and take me down, but it's hilarious even seeing them try. Because right now, because these people have been on the app for so long, everything they say, I can pick apart and then find an old clip, regardless of how old it is, and counteract in the line that they just told. Yeah. Like Delulu said, for prime example, she's like, how dare he talk on my father from my platform? I played her. Because he said, he's dead, and she should leave her alone, leave him alone. So I played a clip of her saying she reacted her own father, and I said, explain that to me.
No one cares, Corey. No one cares.
Oh, well. He's been dead for many years.
You know what? You used your nan's death to get gifts. That's what you did. Because you came on here and said that song, "In the Arms of an Angel," is your nan's funeral song. And then last night you said it wasn't. But yet you made people believe it was and that you couldn't play it. You came on here crying. You came on here and made out that you was affected because I said the word karma. I don't even think you're even close to your nan. I think you used your nan's death to get higher up. I think you used your nan's death to get gifts on here. That's what I think. And I think you're sick in the head. I really do. But let's not forget, guys, this is a narcissist. And a narcissist doesn't have any love for anybody. So how could he have love for his nan?
So straight away, I was like, but why?
I mean, listen, I'm generally quite desensitized to grandparents because mine all passed away when I was young. So I've in my literally for all of my school life. So, really when I was young. So I don't have I do have a bit of a desensitization when someone says about grandparents because I don't know what that feels like when you grow up and you get to go see your nan or anything like that, And I don't it's just because they passed away when I was so young, so I don't understand as much, or whatever. I mean, I understand, but I don't understand, But when did she actually say that?
Do you see what I mean? And then she was like, he was talking about my father first and everyone in her chat, and then the clips I played on mine.
He phoned me once and said, I'm going to take a week off because my nan's got cancer. And then next minute, I swear to God, 2 weeks. It was literally 2 weeks. A week? No, 2 weeks later.
I mean, honestly, there must be some sort of like famous or infamous case where, you know, a pharmacist, you know, went on a a spree of, you know, schmillions or whatever. Exactly, Paddy. You know, like I guess like I'm envious that, like, you know, you have that, but I've just never had that. You know, so like I understand that if Corey's come on live, right? Just in general, if Corey's come live and he's talking about a very personal thing with his community, because that's the thing. When I talk on here, I'm talking to my community. If people are in here that aren't normally a part of my community or whatever, it's fine. But I'm talking to my community, the people that actually want to respond and, you know, we talk with and hear, you know, and all that jazz, you know. I appreciate everybody, but if he's come online talking about something personal, because I guess I'm not saying that because he's not, you know, he's not squeaky clean or whatever, but I'm just saying, if he's coming on talking about something personal, he will probably be talking more to his, you know, dedicated following that probably do actually care about his personal life, you know? I know, like, that's what I mean, like, I'm just saying, but we're all human behind this. That's what I guess the point I'm making.
He died. It was very bizarre. Now I'm thinking, I don't even know if his nan did die. That was probably...
And I feel like, is it Rage Bay, or I don't know what Angie wants to make out of it, to be honest with you. I mean, see, this is the thing. When Zach talks to her, when Zach talks to her, you know, they sort of get on, you know. But when she talks about heavy topics about someone else, I don't think that's like I wouldn't want to be sat there talking to her if she was talking about someone like this. Talking about like sort of generalities or whatever, you know, maybe, but not. I wouldn't want to talk to her about heavy topics or even sort of people on this app. I just feel like it would turn very quickly. Hello, Sweet Pea. Anyone ever mentioned my nan passing? Honestly, my hands would be thrown. Yeah, it's what I mean. It's all about like, thank you, Emma, you sausage. Hello. It's to say, it's like, why do we don't need to necessarily invalidate, like, just because you think someone's terrible, you know, I guess you don't need to invalidate certain things. And I don't know, I just feel like sometimes we need to bite our tongue, you know. But for what it's worth, obviously, of course, it doesn't create the drama that, yeah, people tune in for, right? Thank you, Sweet Pea. But that's what I'm saying, that's just me. I just... EQ says Luke was baited and he has changed.
And yet again, Luke fell for the bait and started to rant and started to rave and play videos yet again. It proves the point. Anything that we do, he's going to play. Love, ha ha ha, get wrecked, Luke the Judge. Big up to Lucive Angie.
Yes!
I don't know what this is about.
Well, then post it.
Hold on, there's no like footnotes.
Post it. Post it.
We can play the real you if you want.
Yes, play it. Play it. Play it.
He's got the Shep eyebrow, hasn't he?
Like the hook in the eyebrow.
Because you don't have them.
No, I'll need those for another day, cool.
Oh, why? Because you need to keep your views going for tomorrow. Hopefully the next bottle of wine will cause you to fall down the stairs and break your neck.
Do you know what, actually? Somebody just said Luke's changed, and I got tagged in a video this morning showing Luke before and after, you know, because he said, I've always been like this. No, he hasn't. He goes, I've always been...
Listen, I think that the beautiful thing about the human race is that we evolve and we change with the times. Like, as I say, I take inspiration from people, so I also then take little caveats from them that, you know, that I can add to what I do here, you know? Does that make sense? So, and I see that as a way of me being able to evolve and creating bigger and better things, you know? And I've not seen Luke from before, but from what I've been told, if you listen to how Luke talks more now, he does talk more like what Corey does. And hey, that's what I'm saying. If Luke takes inspiration from Corey, fair enough. You know? But at least admit that you take inspiration, you know? Because it's not beneath me to take inspiration, because I think it's great that, you know, that I do take that, and I'm proud of that's what I do, you know? And then hopefully somebody will then take inspiration from me one day. I never know. Thank you, Sharon, you sausage.
Like this yesterday, but you weren't, because we've got the proof that you weren't. We have the proof.
All the proof.
If you want to use that tag me, did I repost it? Probably did. Yeah, there we go. If you ever want to see the screen, just press the share button and then hide the comments, and you'll be able to see the full screen then. Okay, so this is Luke Pryor, and obviously the way he is now.
We're actually gonna see it. Okay, so I don't know Luke from Pryor, so it'll be interesting to see how this, like the changes.
You've got no dignity. You cried about your boyfriend leaving. 2 minutes later, you're in bed giving staring at the eyes. I ain't starting. I'll want to lose the
Thank you, Sharon. Sharon, you sausage. Get pinned. Thank you, Sharon, you cheeky moo. Thank you. Oh, back in screen today. I don't know what's wrong with it. Thank you, Sharon.
I'm not.
Before, look how quiet he was.
No. You know what happened? You were scared of something. You are scared of something coming out. You think.
Thanks, Melanie. Thanks, Jackie.
He used to just chat away normal.
I mean, it's my child's cuckoo clock. Thank you, Steph. Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well is that, like, it's interesting to see how people change like this. So, I mean, as I say, when you first start out, see, I've always been quite a loud, you know, I put myself out there kind of thing, you know. You know, obviously Luke the Judge started off nice, calm, and collect, and then he just turned into an utter. It's funny how, like, sort of popularity can affect people, or, you know, views affect people, numbers affect people, money affects people, you know. Like, money is not the be-all end-all on this app. If it's your job, then I guess it is. But, like, thank you, Witch Queen. I've got other words I could use. You know? But it's like, it's funny how, I guess, fame is the wrong word, but if you can understand it in the sense of, like, your platform growing and that sort of shit, how it can affect you because you're chasing like the next fix. So, for instance, like, if you know, if someone dropped Luke a uni, or anyone a uni, right? Well, it's delusion manifest, isn't it? But you know, it's how that changes somebody to then go, oh my god, I've got to chase the next one, because I say, like, he's ramped up his behavior, ramped it up now to the point where he's just screaming all the time, and now he's clutching his chest. He's gonna have a fucking heart attack. But it's a sad thing to see that somebody would work themselves up that much. You know, delusion ignite. Well, yeah. Hi, Lucy. I know, Sharon. It's crazy. But then, like, once, as I say, once you get put on like a pedestal, and you, like, it's addiction. Once you've tasted it, sometimes you don't want to put it down. Like, for those that have watched me from day dot, and that was only last year, I have not. The only thing that I've changed is what I'm doing. Thank you, Samantha. I've not changed as a person because I just want to have funsies, you know? And I appreciate whatever support is given. But it's not all about It's all right, Sharon. I'm just, you always like, yeah. Like, I think I knew what you meant. Thank you, Wraith Lord. Get pinned, you. Thank you, Wraith Lord, you sausage. Thank you, Lucy. You know, it's like, it's done you dirty, Sharon. It really has, isn't it? It's all right. This is a safe space. You're safe here. Don't stress. You know, but it's like, it's not the be all end all. I don't want this to be like my full-time job, but if it allows me to do more things that I can then, as I've said, you know, drop a day off work so that I can actually spend more time doing the stuff to make this more fun. It's just, I want to grow it organically and grow it properly. But you're never going to see me in like however long Luke's been doing this. And as I said to my mods, if you see me in a year's time and I've like gone from what I'm doing now and, you know, yeah, keep it nice and light or whatever, to then screaming with sunglasses on because obviously clearly, you know, bloodshot eyes from too many buzzballs, you know, then yeah, tell me to stop. And a buzzball. I've had a buzzball. I've had half a buzzball, Brigham. I love that video. It is legitimately like how popularity can change someone. Because like, listen, there's given an audience what they want or whatever, but at what point do you then sell your soul to the belly of the belly, you know, to the beast? Thank you, Lou. I tried to be, but like honestly, I swear I'm unhinged off this app. I really am. This is what I mean. It's like when you see so many people that are like that go off the rails on here, it makes me able to kind of go like, okay, let's take a breather, like as in for me personally, and just so as I say, their spiraling grounds me. Yeah. Mods want a pay rise? Oh! I gotta get a pay rise too.
Yeah, if you go onto the Observer's YouTube, she has a separate folder for Luke the Judge, and if you go right back, you'll see he used to just sit there, do his FYP.
Do that.
And then all of a sudden, he met Corey and started to scream.
That's exactly it. You know, it's just like, if you know, that's what Corey wants to do, that's fine, you know. You know you made it when Red and Luke talk about you. They only talked about me because Evil Queen, you know, joined the scene and recruited me. Yeah, I just, you know, as I say, I just think we all start somewhere. It's how you sell your soul along the way to get to what you want. You know, like Luke the Judge is so... please know, I've loved your opinion. You've always been unbiased. Don't let anyone change. Oh, thank you, Sharon. No, exactly. I'm like, and I've said this before as well, Sharon, you know, like, I appreciate that Evil Queen has highlighted my show that has now helped me. Like, so, like, you know, this is also the same. Zach has done the same for me. Sophie has. Like, even John, you know, John has as well. Like, they've all sort of helped me. Thank you, Ords. Like, you know, and I'm now at 7,000 followers. I've only been doing it a year, and I think that's fucking phenomenal for me, you know? And I really fucking appreciate the support that anyone provides me, because I'm not an arsehole to not say thank you, you know? I mean, listen, I messaged Evil Queen twice to say thank you on 2 different occasions. She never messaged me back, and I get that, and that's fine. But at least I know that I've said thank you, you know? Like, I brought you Wraith. Oh, thank you, Witch Queen. Thank you, Green Gobshite. It's, you know, it's nice. Like, I want to be known for having funsies. And if Luke thinks that I've got no credibility now because Evil Queen has actually used her light to shine it on me to get me a little bit further along, then he's only jealous and upset with himself because he's not done it before either. Like, listen, if I go into obscurity, like, tomorrow, that's fine with me, because I'll still be doing this because I like to do this, you know? This is like, And that's why it's fine, Sharon. Like, but we accept that, you know. Like, I understand that EQ's got better things to be doing than messaging me, you know. Well, exactly. But you know, and I highlight the point, right? Is they don't highlight other creators the way that Evil Queen has. Oh, thank you for sending Buffy a subscriptions rate, Lord. You know? Because at the end of the day, they don't want competition. Because if they get competition and it's not necessarily aligned with their agenda, they're like, shit. Now listen, I'm new to this, you know, but I'm having funsies with it. And I will always keep saying that word because I mean what I'm saying. I want the funsies. You know, everything else that comes with it as well is a fucking a byproduct of something that I really fucking like to do. Whether people find it entertaining, like, that's all I want. I want you guys to have fun. I want to have fun. You know, numbers are a byproduct of that, and I will always be forever grateful for anyone that sends gifts, taps the screen, shares the live, sends sub-ins out. You know. Exactly, Green Gobshot. When the funsies stop, we stop, and I'll stop. I'll shut this down faster than I'll set it up, you know? Oh, Sharon giving away sub-ins! Sharon's on a sub-in spree! Silent Assassin, Becky, Melanie, Wee Laura Doll, Gemma! Please give Sharon a cheeky thank you. Oh, thank you, Sharon, you sausage.